This is the content creator for this channel, Be More Metal. I'm doing a compilation, like a video about every single CD I own, plus a little bit of my musical history and stuff like that. I decided to do it this way rather than create 20 or 30 videos of every single video CD I own, album I own. I have about probably 600, maybe around 500 or 600 CDs. So let's get this started. Go scroll down as I'm talking. So I started when I was young. My albums that I originally had were one like cassette, 8 track, and record. When I was a kid, my main go-to was I had like AC/DC and stuff and like Black Sabbath when I was a kid, one cassette and record. And my favorite song of that period, of course, was Black Sabbath's Iron Man. So I went through the phases, when had different like types of music like Def Leppard and everything. And it's like as I got older, my music taste got heavier and harder. And so my first actual when the CDs started first coming out, my first actual CD was King Diamond's Fatal Portrait. And I still have it to this day, and it still plays as if it was brand new. So, oh, this ain't scrolling. There you go. Oh, man. So, anyway, there's Bathory. Believe it or not, actually, my favorite two Bathory albums are The Return and Under the Sun of Black Mark. But the thing is, everybody gives Under the Sun of Black Mark some praise. Well, my actual favorite is The Return out of the black metal era of Bathory. So anyway, I was about the concert scene because of I had a job back in the '90s that pretty much consumed all my life, so I'm pretty much late to the concert scene. What happened was my first my first actual concert was Immortal, Satyricon, Angel Corpse, and Christian, which took place at this place called Phantasmagoria in Wheaton, Maryland, which is now closed. It was like a little concert video, which had a CD store, music store attached to it. Guess they don't sell them on occasion. And after a while, came across this one place in Springfield, Virginia called Jack's. I went there quite a few times and saw King Diamond. Missed out on Mayhem because of a little car incident with my car. Saw Demon Sea there and everything. Demon Sea and everything, and that was pretty much my go-to place for metal. And then also been to 930 Club, which had a great concert with Dimmu Borgir, Children of Bodom, and Hypocrisy. That was awesome. But my all-time favorite band, I saw about three times maybe, which is Slayer. Slayer. The first time I seen Slayer was a place called in DC called Nations. It had Hatebreed and Arch Enemy, and I think another band if I'm not mistaken. And that was awesome. It was a great seeing Jeff Hanneman before he passed on. That was awesome to see that. It's too bad Dave Lombardo wasn't. I don't think Dave was. Dave, I don't remember Dave Lombardo being with them at that time when they did that concert. Then after a while, went to a few, shows here and there, and best thing that ever happened, best things in sliced bread for me was Ryan and Evan creating the Maryland Death Fest. I've been there going to that thing since the beginning. It used to take place at this place called the Thunderdome in South Baltimore. It had necrophagus, it had suffocation, dying fetus, sublime cadaveric decomposition, and all those type of bands. That was well worth it. And I've been, besides like maybe like a couple years where I had to work and I didn't, and really just didn't seem interesting to me to go to a couple years. I pretty much made at least 15 years of the Maryland Death Fest. And then there was a couple years where like I had no choice but to only go one day. I had really no choice to go one day there. But this is more than just black and death and thrash metal. There's like maybe you may see like a couple of off bands and everything. So anyway, my major trip was going to Europe. I went to Beyond the Gates in 2022. My original intentions, I was going to go to Europe either way. It didn't matter if a concert was playing or not. I just wanted to go over there, period, because I'd never been. I've been to Canada once because of a job, but I've never been to Europe. And that was an awesome experience. You may see that in another, a couple other videos I have on my channel here and everything. It was a day Merciful Fate, Opeth, Archcode, Solstifier, Tribulation, Mayhem, Emperor. That was awesome. That was well worth the trip. If they did that lineup again, I would totally go in a heartbeat. Again, in a heartbeat if I had the money. So, as you see in this, is like, just all things that are not necessarily in the metal genre. Let's see. Marduk, Marilyn Manson. Some of these bands I inherited from like other people and just throw them on here. I just threw everything on this iTunes. I mean, just out of all the Merciful Fates, this Don't Break the Oath is my favorite one. A lot of people say, "Oh, Melissa, Melissa." To my, I love Melissa too. That's like a close second. But Don't Break the Oath is my favorite Merciful Fate. Also in the rare stuff like Morbid, which had Dead of Emperor and everything. Of course, Mortis. There's Mortis in his all different phases of Mortis, the dark dungeon music, the industrial and stuff like that, and his one album that sounds like a soundtrack to Braveheart. There's mutilation of the black metal, French black metal scenes, Les Legions, Nars, and everything. And for some reason, my iTunes just didn't pick up every album cover. For some reason, I don't know why, but it is what it is. Maybe I'll fix it later. As far as next year, as far as concerts go, uh, I'm probably going to at least the Maryland Death Fest. There's another fest in Chicago that that I really would love to go to. It's called Metal Threat. It takes place in October. That I would really love to go to, even more than the Maryland Death Fest. But we'll see. I don't know what's going on. I can't predict what's going on next October. There's the Satanic War Master Archcoat split right there. So what really got me into metal? I always liked metal from a kid, of course Black Sabbath. But really what really got me into the deep dark underground was I had a relative that loved Slayer and Merciful Fate, and he made me a mixtape one time of Bathory's Under the Sign of Black Mark and Venom Possessed. And I loved it. I thought it was the best thing ever. I wish I but because of life I don't have most of this stuff because through life changes and everything that I lost some of the stuff, even some of my t-shirts I used to love, I mean, moving and everything. See, out of ordinary stuff, like Velvet Acid Christ, right there. There's my favorite Venom, Possessed, right over here. So, we're getting close to the end. Some industrial stuff on here. There's 1349. That's the latest 1349 right here. I don't know why he put Abominator not in alphabetical order. I don't understand that. Abominator is from this Australian metal band. All these various artists are just like stuff people made for me and everything and all that. So I really didn't have time to like go down each and every song and figure out which one it is. That is weird how they got Hate Eternal. Maybe it's because it's one of various artists. Hate Eternal is one of various artists. Maybe that's why I did it. Oh my. Uh, you see, iTunes is not always perfect with their choice of album cover for certain bands. Like this here. Well, maybe it does fit. Maybe it's a song on there and everything. Let's see. Various artists, various artists. Merciful Fate tribute. So anyway, that's all she wrote. There's Hate Eternal. Let's see where one last Hate Eternal. Hate Eternal. I know I got Hate Eternal. Before I call this end this Slayer, Size, Super Savior, and go back. Ruins of Everest, Cyclone 9. That's a really good, highly recommended industrial band in case you like industrial. What was I looking for? Hate Eternal, Nine Slaughter, and Nile. Necrodeath. That's a highly recommended Italian thrash metal band. Morbosidad. Um, Marty, MOD, Christian, J, Jesus Iscariot. That's all. If Inquisition's awesome, well worth it. Impiety. That band's from Singapore. I saw them one time. I wish they would come back. I wish they would just come back over here. And look for Hate Eternal and to call this quits. There it is, Hate Eternals. All right. that concludes this broadcast session. Bye.